Good day everyone! I am Mary Ann Pupico, 20 years old, and welcome to my virtual art exhibit, Boredom. It is the main reason why I discovered my love for art, why I discovered that I have skills in painting which I haven't developed when I was a child. I started painting during the first 3 months of the quarantine up to the present. In this video, I will showcase my newly discovered skills, which is painting. Here are the categories of my artworks. First, we have the abstract painting. Second, the digital art. Third, the landscape. Fourth, calligraphy. Lastly, the geometric art. I would like to present to you my 2 abstract paintings. The first painting is entitled The Beauty of Colors. Because, as you can see, in this painting, it is consists of different colors varied from one direction to another. Though it is a mixture of colors, but you can appreciate the presence of each of them. It is somehow similar in our society, where there is a lot of different people with different characteristics, different beauty, and different perspective, which makes us unique. This second painting is entitled Steps. The subject of this painting is the way up to the view deck of Bocari Leon. It is a long, high stairs surrounded with pine trees. I tried to imagine the scenery of the place and I came up with this painting. This was my first time to try painting. It was during the first 3 months of the quarantine. In our second category, we have my digital arts. This became a trend in social media since December 2020. When I saw the Mighty Boyfriend, I asked her on how she made it and she shares what application to use, which is IBIS Paint X. At first, I started making an outline from the picture, but not until I watched a video tutorial from TikTok. After that, I started exploring the app and here are some of my artworks. The subject of this digital painting was me. This photo was taken February 7, 2020. It was my birthday. A day after that, I tried to make a digital painting of myself. This was the first digital photo painting that I made. I entitled this as Self because this portrays myself who loves to take photos and like the scenery of sea and the ocean breeze. I continued making digital art every time I have my free time. This one was inspired by the photo of my nephew who is 10 years old. I was the one who took this picture. I entitled this piece as The Glow Up because looking back in my years 10 years ago, I am not as hygienic as her. I am not even conscious about my physical appearance. The theme Glow Up refers to the physical growth and development of an individual. This picture was taken during the West Visayas State University December last 2018. I am from the College of Education and he is from the College of Communication. We belong to the same organization, which is the ROTC. I made this photo painting as a remembrance of how time flies so fast. Next, this photo was taken by yours truly. The subject of this painting was my sister. It was an unexpected blessing in our family. There are a lot of changes that happened in her physical body, including the shape of her tummy and her body figure as a whole. It was true that your physical appearance is temporary. This is how I started my digital art by making an outline from the picture. We love to take photos every now and then, and this was year 2019 during West Visayas State University, Hinampak. This photo was taken March 3, 2021 when we were at Ambalisa Concepcion to unwind after a stressful semester, together with our ROTC upper class and co-officers. This photo was taken by my friend. This was during 2018 Binagyang Festival. The title of this artwork is Happiness because we always find joy in everything. We enjoy the company of each other and we are comfortable with a group of friends that we had. I took this photo when my nephew was 2 months old. I call this art as the blessing because this child is a blessing in our family. He gives joy and happiness in our life. This photo was taken at Tigbawan last April 17, 2021. I named this digital art as Church because we both love to go to churches whenever we go. Here are my landscape arts. I have discovered that I love to paint landscapes and the scenery which I can imagine. This artwork was inspired by the view which you can saw when you reach the top of Lanawan Rock. It is a hiking place at Concepcion, Iloilo. I entitled this artwork as the name of the place. It is a relaxing kind of place where you can relax and what you can see are only trees, mountains, and sea. There is always a light in every darkness. This painting shows the darkness of the tree, but despite of its darkness, there are bright colors that help the tree to be seen. It is somehow similar to myself, though sometimes I experience darkness and all I can see are negativities in life, but there are people who serves as the light, and of course, I could always feel the presence of God, who enlightens my mind and show me the right path to take. This is an example of photography versus painting. The photo was taken in our place. It is my favorite part of the day, wherein it is the place where the sun set itself. I named this artwork as The Sun because this was the first sunset painting that I made. I was amazed of how I paint the sun that looks like under the gold colored clouds. I love the scenery of sunset and it always reminds me that there is beauty at every end. This artwork shows that even when the sun sets, there would always be tomorrow, where the sun will rise and it is another chance for you to correct all your mistakes and strengthen your hope and faith in God. This painting was inspired by the design of our galaxy. You can see different dotted colors above the skies, which is, in my imagination, I considered as the galaxy. This type of art was inspired by Japanese concept of art. This is the branch of Sakura, which is a beautiful tree which can be found in Japan. This is an example of maximalism form of art, where I used a lot of details, textures, patterns, and layers of colors to come up with this piece. I entitled this as The Road because this road is a simple representation of the road that I take every time I went home. This is one of my most realistic paintings. This entitled The Waterfalls. If only I could bring back the past, I would rather choose to live during the time where waterfalls are clean. These are some of my art calligraphy. I do calligraphy every time I want to write some quotes or reminders to keep me motivated in life. Here are my geometric art. This art was entitled The Spiral because the art was formed in spiral direction. This is somehow similar in the life of the students, where we are experiencing a spiral directions to reach our goals. These spirals are made up of lessons that we need to learn to prepare us to become competent and capable to the career that we want someday. The subject of this art are the buildings. I used cubism technique because the artworks are composed of different kinds of shapes of cubes. This can also be considered as geometry kind of art because it is composed of different points, lines, including squares and circles. And those are my paintings which I made throughout this pandemic. At first, I couldn't believe that I can make beautiful paintings, but due to my potential, I encouraged myself to develop my skills in art. Therefore, I could say that making art is a skill, which anyone could discover and develop if they have interest in making art. Thank you so much for watching my virtual art exhibit. I hope you appreciate my works.